All right, welcome back to Mr. P Helps with Geometry. This is Unit 1, Topic 2, Part 2, Lesson number 3, which is finding the degree of rotational symmetry. First it says, do a reflection using a mirror. This is going to be a little more difficult for me to do since I don't have one, but all I'm really doing is trying to mimic or copy exactly what the other one looks like. And then this one's going to look like the letter K, only it's going to be facing backwards. So I can try my best. So essentially something like this. Okay, so it should be like that. So basically a backwards letter K is what it should end up looking like. All right, so once again, we are trying to get to the point where we are doing rotational symmetry. If we consider this as consider the rectangle ABCD below, line H is perpendicular to AB, and F is perpendicular to AD. So, okay, that just basically tells us that this is perpendicular to this. Which of the following transformations will map the figure onto itself? If I reflect it over a line F, it will look exactly the same because it's a rectangle. And when you flip like this, it's going to be the exact same thing. Reflection over line G, keep in mind these are lines of reflection. If I reflect it over G, it's not going to work because when you fold it over, this point is going to end up right here. If you reflect over H, that will work because it's perpendicular, going right through the center. Rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. Now, 90 degrees is not going to look the same thing, but a rotation 180 degrees, which is going halfway around a circle, will be the exact same. 180 degrees around point B, now that's not going to work because that's going to actually rotate it over to here. So if you rotate this figure around like that, actually it's going to be more like this. Okay, to be more exact. So you can see that this is going to rotate over to here, so that does not work as well. Okay, so now rotational symmetry, and I'm going to kind of skip through some of these because it's kind of the same premise for all of these, mapping points onto other points. Now, order of degree of rotational symmetry means how many times can you spin an image 360 degrees and have it look exactly the same. Now, if I flip this all the way around, if I turn it, sorry, I said flip, turn it all the way around, it's going to look exactly the same. One time, only 360 degrees will look exactly the same. Same with this shape. Now, this shape, because it's a trapezoid, so this side and this side, it's not a rectangle is the way I'm looking at it. I'm going to go to the square next. If I turn this point to here, it will look the same. If I turn it to here, it will look the same. If I turn it to here, it will look the same. And same to here. Because when I turn this point here, this point maps to here, and it looks exactly the same. And a good thing to do is use patty paper for this, and then just turn it around that point in the center, and you'll see that it has a order and degree of rotational symmetry of 4. Because it's going to map on itself 4 times going all the way around in a circle. Same thing occurs with this triangle. It's going to be 5 times. This, you can look at each point here, 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 and here. So it's going to be 4 times. This is a pentagon. It's a regular pentagon. So therefore, it's going to map on itself 5 times and so forth. Okay, so that's basically what order of rotational symmetry means. And if you look at some of these brand name logos that we all have seen before, some of these, well, like the swoosh here for Nike only has an order of 1. It's only going to look the same if you go 360 degrees all the way around. Whereas the Safeway is going to look the same if you flip it upside down and, again, for 360. So the apple, if you didn't have the bite in the apple, it would have an order of 2. Actually, no, it wouldn't. It would still be an order of 1 in that case anyway, especially because of the leaf. So it kind of just depends. So the Chrysler symbol here kind of catches my eye. That one would be 5. The BMW one is only going to be 1 because of the letters BMW. If you ignore the letters, then it would look the same twice because of the colors. And if you ignore the letters and the colors, then it would be 4 times that it would be the same. So CBS would be 2. And I think I pretty much covered the topic. Now, the target symbol obviously would have an infinite because no matter how much you turn it, it's always going to look exactly the same. Atari is 1. Mazda would be 1. The Mitsubishi would be 3. The Google would be 3 if you ignore the colors. Taking the colors into perspective, it'll actually only be 1. So it kind of just depends on how you identify the question. All right, and that's pretty much rotational symmetry. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.